Some stories in sports are tragedies, and perhaps none is more heartbreaking than the story of Len Bias. In 1986, the Boston Celtics, the reigning NBA champions, drafted a player that many believed was the next Michael Jordan. A player with a combination of size, athleticism, and skill that the league had never seen. His name was Len Bias. And just 2 days after being drafted, unfortunately, he was dead. But what if he had lived? What if the Celtics dynasty of the 80s never ended? What if the greatest rivalry in NBA history, Celtics versus Lakers, had a new chapter, a new hero, and a new villain? The 1986 Boston Celtics were already a super team. Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parish, Dennis Johnson, and Danny Ainge. They were the defending champions. And they just added a player that some scouts said was better than Michael Jordan. The combination of Bird's passing and shooting, McHale's post moves, and Bias's explosive athleticism would have been unstoppable. The Lakers, with Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, were their biggest rivals. But with Bias, the Celtics would have had the firepower to dominate the league for years to come. The Showtime Lakers would have had to contend with a new, even more potent Celtics dynasty. But a rivalry with the Lakers wasn't the only thing that was stolen from us. A new, even more exciting rivalry was on the horizon, one that would have defined the next decade of basketball. Michael Jordan was just entering his prime in 1986. He was already a superstar, but he hadn't won a championship yet. The battles between Jordan's Bulls and a Celtics team with Len Bias would have been legendary. Two of the most athletic and competitive players of all time, going head-to-head in the Eastern Conference Finals year after year. Would Jordan have been able to overcome a Celtics team with that much talent? Or would Bias have been the one to stand in the way of Jordan's greatness? The NBA of the late 80s and early 90s would have been a war zone. But the impact of Len Bias's life would have extended far beyond the basketball court. His death was a wake-up call for the league and the country about the dangers of drug use. But what if he had lived to become a different kind of role model? If Len Bias had lived, he wouldn't have just been a basketball superstar. He would have been a cultural icon, a symbol of hope and perseverance. His story would have been one of redemption, not tragedy. He would have had the platform to speak out against drug abuse, to inspire a generation of young athletes to make better choices. The entire narrative of the NBA in the 90s would have been different. The focus would have been on the court, on the incredible battles between Jordan, Bias, and the other superstars of the era. The legacy of Len Bias is one of sadness and what could have been. But in an alternate reality, it's a legacy of championships, of greatness, and of a life that changed the world for the better. What do you think? Would a Celtics team with Len Bias have been the greatest of all time? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more explorations into the biggest what-ifs in sports history. Next time, we ask, what if Drew Bledsoe never got hurt?